Okay, so let's solve this problem. We have studied this last time. It's a non-homogeneous heat equation, and we will use Duhamel's principle to solve this. We have an object of length 1, and we have non-homogeneous boundary conditions and non-homogeneous equation. Okay, first we write down a solution, a part of the solution which satisfies the boundary conditions, and it was like this. So this was bt minus at divided by l x and then at. So you see, when l, since l is 1, this is just, so here of course at is just this initial condition, which is 1. bt is t squared, this initial condition. So this is just t squared minus 1 divided by 1 x and then at, which is just 1 again. So it is just t squared no, not t squared, sorry. It is x times t squared minus 1 plus 1. So when you plug x equals 0, you get 1, and when x is 1, you get t squared. So it satisfies the boundary conditions. Okay. LT, which is 1t, and that is just t squared, which is bt t squared. Okay. All right. And then we do what? We do the following. We let uxt to be wxt plus vt, vxt. Then, of course, what is vt? Well, uxt will be the solution of the equation. So vt should satisfy what? So ut minus alpha squared uxx is equal to t times sine 2 pi x plus 2x. So if I write this for u, I get what? Wt minus Vt plus, no, minus alpha squared Wxx minus Vxx is equal to this gadget. Efendim? Artı, evet, özür dilerim. This is plus. Okay, Vt is what? So here is Vt, right? What is its t derivative? T derivative is just 2xt. So this is 2xt plus, so Wt is this plus Vt minus alpha squared. Vxx is just 0 plus Wxx is 0. So we get this. Şunu şöyle yazayım. Plus 2xt. And you see that 2xt's are gone. So we get the equation Vt minus alpha squared Vxx is equal to t times sine 2 pi x. So for Vt, we have this initial condition, sorry, differential equation. What about the initial conditions for V? Okay, now U0 P is equal to 1 but U0t is just W0t plus V0t. So that is equal to 1. But this is already 1. So we see that V0t is just 0. Actually, that's the reason, right? We just introduced this W. And similarly, U0t is just t squared. And this is W0t plus V0t. And this is also t squared. Therefore, not 0, 1t, 1t, 1t, 1t. This should be also 0. So we have this differential equation with the homogeneous boundary conditions. V0t equals 0, V1t equals 0. What about the initial condition? Well, Ux0 is equal to this function, right? The initial temperature distribution, which is just 1 plus sine pi x minus 1. U0x is just W0x plus V0x. So this is W0 x0 plus Vx0. So when I plug t equals 0, I get, well, of course, this is independent of, okay, sine pi x minus x. What is W x0? So we'll plug t equals 0, so we get x squared minus x squared plus 1. So 1 minus x squared. Efendim? Ha, t0 koyduk. Tamam, 1 eksi x. So this is just 1 minus x plus Vx0 is 1 minus x plus sine pi x. Therefore, Vx0 is just sine pi x. So that's the equation for Vt, okay? That's the equation for Vt. It is homogeneous here, but non-homogeneous equation. Okay, now next we do what? Now we have to further decompose this equation into two parts. Remember, we write V equals U1 plus U2, where U1 has trivial boundary conditions and trivial initial condition. No, U2 has that. So U1 satisfies these conditions. U1 t minus alpha squared U1 xx is equal to 0. U1 0t equals 0. U1 1t equals 0. U1 x0 equals sine pi x. This is easy to solve. We know how to solve this one. And we have U2 t minus alpha squared U2 xx. This time it is just t times sine pi x. Efendim? 2 pi x, yes. And then we had initial conditions and boundary conditions. 0, u2 1t are 0, and u2 xt is just, no, x0 is just also 0. Now you see that the sum of these two satisfies both this condition and this condition. Okay, right? U1 and U2, the sum of U1 and U2 satisfies this condition and this condition. This condition also is satisfied because it is 0 for both U1 and U2. Tamam mı? Şimdi şunu çözmek kolay, değil mi? Nedir bunun çözümü? So what is the solution of this? Let's start with this one. Homogeneous equation here, homogeneous boundary conditions. So U1 xt is what? It is summation from 1 to infinity bn e to the power minus alpha n pi over L squared t sine n pi x over L. So let's write down one more time. Bn e to the power minus L is just 1, so this is alpha n pi squared t sine n pi x. Okay, to determine Bn, I just need to use the initial temperature distribution. Sine pi x is equal to U1 x0. So I plug 0 for t. This is e to the power 0, just 1. So we get just this series Bn sine n pi x. So from this we see what? These are orthogonal functions, right? And this is just the first term here. Therefore, B1 is just 1, and all others are 0. And Bn is 0 if n is larger than or equal to 2. Efendim? B1 equals 1. Okay. So, U1, sorry, xt is just what? I have only one term, B1 term, so it is just e to the power minus alpha n equals 1, so alpha times pi squared t sine pi x. So U1 is this, okay? U1 is just this. Now, we just need to determine U2. Okay, U2 t minus alpha squared U2 xx is just t times sine 2 pi x. And it satisfies homogeneous boundary conditions and initial condition. So for that we use so-called Duhamel's principle. What was that? So we let U2 xt to be integral from 0 to t v bar of x t minus s s ds. Okay, where v bar solves the equation. Neydi bu equation? V bar da şunun çözümüydü. V bar t equals alpha squared v bar x x. V bar 0 t S equals 0, V bar L P S equals 0, homogeneous boundary conditions, and initial condition V bar X 0 S şeydi o da işte evet, bu F'in S'li şeyi, yani S, pardon, bir dakika. Buna biz eğer F diyorsak fxt, bu F xt, burada xs diyoruz. Yani s times sine 2 pi x. Okay, so what is v then? Again, you know, this is a heat equation where the boundary conditions are 0. So I can just write down the solution. What is V bar? V bar X T S. Here we regard S as if it's a parameter. So what is this? Again, this is just summation from 1 to infinity. Bn, of course, this Bn has nothing to do with this Bn, right? That is something we already used and gone. So this is just e to the power, and then we have the same gadget minus n alpha pi over L squared t sine n pi x over L. So this is just Bn. L is 1 as usual, so it is just n pi alpha squared t sine n pi x. And then what's the condition? V bar x 0 s is just s times sine 2 pi x, and that is equal to I just let t equal 0, so we get n from 1 to infinity Bn sine n pi x. So I compare these two series. I have only the term for n equals 2 here. All others are 0. So Bn is 0 if n is not 2. And what is B2? B2 is just S. Okay? So what is V bar XTS? It is this gadget for n equals 2. So for n equals 2, this is just, and B2 is just S. So this is S times e to the power minus n equals 2. N equals 2, so you get 2 pi alpha squared, 2 pi alpha squared t, and then sine 2 pi x. Okay, so V bar is just this. Are we done? Not really. I have to integrate this gadget to find U2, and then I will add U1 and U2, and then U will be just, we will see. And U is just W plus V, okay? Bu dersten niye çok kişi kalıyor zannediyorsunuz? Evet. Ya da okey. Nereyi silelim? Evet. 4 tahta yetmedi. Değil mi? Soruyu çözmeye. Şimdi bir de olmadık bir şeyi silmeyeyim. W'yu tutuyoruz. Okay, so what was, ne yapıyorduk? Okay. U2 xt, what was this? This is just integral from 0 to t v x t minus s s ds. All right, so this is 0 to t. V bar, no, we've computed v. V is this, vx s, no, ts. Onu hesap ettik. Neydi? S çarpı e üzeri eksi 2 pi alpha 2 pi alpha square t, and then sine 2 pi x 2 pi x. Yes, so here I have squared. So here we have v bar, this is v bar. Ne yapacağız? T yerine s t minus s yazacağız. So it is just t yerine t minus s. So this is s times e to the power minus 2 pi alpha squared, and here I just have t minus s sine 2 pi x ds. All right. So u2 xt is just what? Well, you see, I can take outside this term, and also here I have alpha, this gadget times t. I can take also that outside. So we have e to the power minus 2 pi alpha squared t, right? And sine 2 pi x, and then integral from 0 to t. What is left? S times e to the power minus minus became plus 2 pi alpha squared s, right, ds. So you just need to do integration by parts for this big guy. So it is just e to the power minus 2 pi alpha squared t sine 2 pi x. And then integral of this. Okay. S çarpı bunun integrali nedir? Bunun integrali kendisi, değil mi? E üzeri 2 pi alpha squared s divided by 2 pi alpha squared, değil mi? Türevini aldığınızda bu geliyor. And this will be evaluated at 0 and t minus 0 to t. You take derivative of this, which is 1, times integral of this, which is this, 2 pi alpha squared s divided by 2 pi alpha squared ds. Okay, when you do the integral, you will get the same thing. This time this will be the 4th power, right? when you take the integral of this. So I can just do this. Erase this. Make this fourth power and 0 to t here. Tamam mı? So what is this? So u2 xt is just this gadget e to the power minus 2 pi alpha squared t sine 2 pi x. And then you plug s and s equals 0 disappears, and the same thing here. Right? No, burada gitmiyor. Burada s yok çünkü. T koyduğunuz zaman da ne çıkıyor burada? T koyduğunuz zaman T çarpı e üzeri 2 pi alfa squared t bölü değil mi? T koydunuz s yerine. Eksi bir de burada t koydunuz. Evet. E üzeri 2 pi alfa kare t bölü 2 pi alfanın 4. kuvveti. Eksi bir de t yerine 0 koydunuz. Eksi eksi artı oldu. T yerine 0 koydunuz. 1 bölü 2 pi alfanın 4. kuvveti. Okay. So what is the solution now? So uxt, which is wxt plus u1xt plus u2xt, right? Wxt is just it was x times t squared minus 1 plus 1 plus u1. U1 was e to the power 2 yok alpha pi squared t sine pi x plus u2 u2 is this gadget. Burada yani herhalde bu bunlarla çarpıyoruz tabii. Çarpınca so when I multiply with this gadget, so this will disappear, this will disappear. Bunların yerine 1 gelecek. Ama burada kalacak. Yani şöyle diyeyim. Sinüs 2 pi x times çarptığım zaman şu gitti. T bölü 2 pi alfa squared minus burada 1 bölü 2 pi alfa to the power 4 plus buradaysa o terim kalacak. Eksi 2 pi alfa squared t divided by 2 pi alpha to the power 4. And we have this. Okay, so that's the solution. Okay. Efendim? Okey. Notlardaki çözüm hafif farklı gözüküyor ama neyse. Yani aşağı yukarı böyle bir şey olacak. Tabii ki. Ben de aşağı yukarı bir not veririm. Okey. Nerede? Ha, şurada eksi var. Okey. Okey. Tamam. Olmazsa ara mı verelim? Wave equation'a başlayacağım. İyi, hadi ara verelim. I have only 10 minutes, so let's give a break.